Naitwa David. So tunaendelea kusoma Foundation of Computer Science. So this is grade 7. So tunaendelea na topic 1 ya computer concepts. So kwa hii computer concept leo tunasoma about processing cycle. So this is the process which is taken by the data. So the computer takes in data, then it is processed, and then it is given out as output. So this process, we say processing cycle, or the data processing cycle, refers to input, process, and output stages that data goes through in a computer. So data goes through 3 stages: input, then process, and output stages. Then we can say that processing cycle, it is a cycle because the output obtained can be used as input. So tukiwa na output ambayo tumepata, tunaweza itumia mahali pengine kama input. So it is a cycle, it is something that goes round. Then stages of data processing cycle in a computer are, so there are data input, data processing, data output, and data storage. So those are the 4 stages of data processing cycle. So we have data input, data processing, data output, and data storage. Then we have in data input stage, data is entered into a computer using input devices. For example, let me say that I'm using this. This is Microsoft Word. It is an application. So if I go to my keyboard, I can come here and write computer. When I'm writing, I'm giving the computer inputs. So that is the input stage. Then the computer processes it. In data processing stage, the entered data is transformed into meaningful output. So what I'm seeing here as I write here that computer concepts, what I'm seeing here is already processed. Is already processed the data, which is information. So the computer has already done processing. So this is just the output, and it is already stored. So what we are supposed to know here is in data input stage, data is entered into a computer. In data processing stage, the entered data is transformed or it is processed into meaningful output, which we call information. In data output stage, the processed data is presented to the user as information. Then output can either be either hard copy or soft copy. Hard copy, it is what we like print. We save it in a disk. We save it in a flash disk. That is hard copy. Soft copy is the one you cannot print. Like this one we are seeing on this screen. This is a soft copy, but if we print it, it becomes a hard copy. So output can be either hard copy or soft copy. In data storage stage, the output is saved in a storage device like a flash, CD. Then we have the memories, so we can save it. Those are the stages. Then functions of a computer. Functions of a computer tells us how a computer does its work, or how a computer works. So number 1, the computer receives input from the user in form of data. So that is the first thing. It receives inputs. Then 2, processes data following a set of instruction. A set of instruction which we called in our first class a program. So it uses a program to process that data. Then it gives out result as output, and then it stores output for future use. The use can be immediately or for future use. So what we want to learn from here, the functions of a computer, is how the computer functions. It is like how we have been saying that it receives inputs, it does processing of the data, it gives out results as output or the information, then it gives or it stores the output. So That is how a computer functions or works. So to function is how the computer, yenye computer inafanya kazi, yeah? So ina receive input, inafanya processing of the data, it gives out the output in form of information, then it stores that output. Yeah? Then there is something we call computer processing cycle. This is a diagram. So it is what we have been talking in this class about the processing cycle. So we have the input, we have processing, we have the storage, then we have the input. This is output. So I can come here and correct it. This is it is supposed to be output, not input. And so we said, so this is supposed to be output. So we can come here and say we want it to be like that. Sorry. So it is that way. So we have said that the output can also be input in another stage. So this is the computer processing cycle diagram. And as a student, ama mtu anasoma, unapaswa kuwe unaweza chora hii diagram. So kama tumekuchora, mtu anaweza kuja hapa tuseme tunataka kuchora this diagram. So we can use the paint, the one we used in the previous class. So we said we can illustrate. So if I want to illustrate that using this one, using the paint, I can come here and say, let me use maroon. So I can come here and pick the pen I want. So I can come here and say, this is that box. I can have another box here. And I can have another box. So we want this diagram of computer processing. So you can have it there. Then I need an arrow. So I can use this one, or I use this arrow. Let me use this one. So I can come here and say this is that one. I can go back and use it again. This is the arrow. Sorry. So I can use it. So I can turn it. Don't know whether you're able to turn or not. Yes, it can. Sorry, not that. I want it to turn, to rotate. I want it to rotate, not to turn. I want it to, let me use this. Sorry, let me go back. So I can use this one. I can use it. It is from this side to this other side. Okay. Sorry. So I want to illustrate here, so I can use this one. I want it to turn, to rotate. I want it to rotate. It is not rotating. It's not rotating. I want it to turn. I want it, okay, I can rotate this one here. So I can rotate it on left. Is it left? Oh, yeah, it is that way. So I can rotate. So I can come here and say this is what, this is here. I can come here, this is here. So it is from this point. Then I can come here. I can just click which one? This one. So I can use this one. So I can rotate at 180. Then I can come here and draw another one here. Let's say draw. Yes. Then I can rotate it to this side. And so we have the diagram here. So this is the processing cycle. And so a person can come here and say I want to label, so I can use blue. And then I can come here, or I use black, yeah? I use black. And then this is pencil. This is Karateka. So I want to just write, yeah? I can use this one. So I can come here and say I want to write here. This is the input. So that is input. Then here it is processing. So data is processed. So processing. So you should be able to write this, draw this on your book. Process. Then we have this is the storage. Once it is processed, it is stored. So we have this. So we have that. And then this is the output. So this is what we call that diagram. And so we are agree with it. So that is output. So you can draw it on your book. And this is what we call the computer processing cycle diagram. So that is it. Na kwa hiyo class tunafika hapo na tutazidi kusoma. Niseme mkuwe na wakati mwema. Thank you.